my skill level, from what I know about my skill level, I think I would struggle to get Sim to master rank, and maybe like Chun. Sim and Chun. That's a good burger versus
McDowell's.
bro.
Just in time.
Yeah, Pit, but it's like at least a character, like characters that require like some kind of, I don't know, some kind of technicality or something. Cause it's like even in the beginning, right? We kind of felt like JP was that, even though his moves were pretty much easy, but as we got into the game, it's like, well, it's not really what we thought. It kind of is, but mostly isn't, right? You kind of got to have situational awareness to like maximize certain opportunities for damage. But overall, JP is not a complex character, and as far as how you just like get out there and play him. So I'm hoping they at least throw like one or two characters out there that kind of make you aspire to want to get good with them. Like it's like a reward to get good with them. Like Hakan was like that, Gen was like that, Viper was like that, and whoever else fits in that space where it's like, all right, I can't play this character. I can't just pick up this character and play. For me to be successful with this character, I gotta really like commit to learning what the fuck I gotta do. I hope they at least throw one character like that in there. Go ahead, Wes.
Sorry, but I just saw Jako had
That's what he does, though. I mean, you act like that's a new thing.
No, I mean, all right.
I mean, that's literally what he does. That's his whole like MO. Get us hyped that he's about to win and then lose. That's what he does.
I always bet against Jako. What a fucking bad team.
I don't think, and I'm looking at what Snoop said. I don't think any character in this game has like difficult setups, honestly. I really don't. I mean, I would argue that Geef might be the quote unquote worst character in the game, but I think as far as like difficulty, I give that to Sim. Like Geef is not the best character, but he's not difficult to use. I think Sim and Shun, I think they're difficult to use by Street Fighter 6 standards, not by like the standards that we know. But if you're starting, let's just say you're starting your Street Fighter like career on 6, then those two characters are like quote unquote the difficult characters. Like the fact that and I don't give a fuck about Capcom, because the fact that they rated the fact that they rated Jury as difficult to use is like hysterically dumb. Oh, I don't know. Ken, I don't really give a shit about what's difficult for Ken. Ken already has the world given to him.
All right, you guys. Well, I gotta get a little bit of sleep. Actually.
All right.
I gotta wake up at 1:30. Son of a bitch.
All right. Peace. Go sleep.
All right, man. Have a good night, everybody. And we're gonna probably gonna run another 20 minutes, another half an hour. All right, man. Have a good night. Take care. Be safe. Peace. Yo, YOLO, as always. Thank you so much. And Friday, I got you.
Take it easy, man.
All right, man.
Peace. Pit, I agree. Jury, and that's what I like. That's what made me want to even try Jury in 4, because it was like, again, it's something to aspire to, but so much for that in this game, right? OG, what's difficult about this game? What's difficult about this game is trying to make sense about how the hell Capcom thought that the defensive options in this game were could possibly be based on skill. Here's my answer. That's what's difficult. What's difficult is trying to approach defense in this game from a skill-based perspective. So just hold parry. That's how everyone thought it was going to be. Capcom had something for their ass. Like, yeah, y'all think that you're going to hold parry when you don't want to block? All right. But I understand the logic behind. I mean, here's the thing. I think and that's why people who feel like the game is broken and they feel like this and that, they need to fix this, they need to fix that. I don't think the reason why I think Capcom ain't in a hurry to really update the game is because I think the shit that we have is intentional. When people say fix this, fix that, fix this, I don't think they're doing anything because they don't see it as broken. It's what they intended. See what I'm saying? Now they might hear some feedback and they might try to find things that'll make the game, you know, better or make the games last longer. Like if they want to charge like more drive gigs for certain things and shit like that. But as far as the mechanics, I don't think they felt they made a mistake about nothing. I think it's exactly what they intended. Like just imagine this. Imagine what this game would be like if parry was active on frame 1 and recovered instantly into like where you can block. Imagine that. That's what I'm saying. A large part of the Street Fighter 4 crowd doesn't play this game, especially not seriously, right? So a lot of the guys who play this game are coming from Street Fighter 5 and other franchises. So if you come into Street Fighter 6 from other franchises, it's like you don't know nothing about nothing. Like just imagine this being your first Street Fighter. Like, how would you feel about Street Fighter as a franchise if this was your first Street Fighter? You can't even imagine that because you know so much about Street Fighter 4, Third Strike, ST and shit like that. So it's like, but imagine you were a Tekken player, you were a fucking Mortal Kombat player, you were a Marvel player, you were an anime player, and this is your first Street Fighter. You have imagine that perspective versus like ours. It's like worlds apart. So how do you make somebody understand what you don't like about this game when they don't even understand Street Fighter in general? You get what I'm saying? Like how do you explain what you don't like about Drive Rush to a Mortal Kombat player when they've been able to run? They had like a run meter back in fucking Ultimate. You get what I'm saying? Like they don't know what you're talking about. You explain how do you explain the nonsense about parry to a Mortal Kombat player when they literally have a block button? They never have to guess which side. All they gotta guess is high or low. You know what I'm saying? Like it's too many conversations to have. And I don't want to fucking have it. Just tell them fuck out of here. But that's my answer to everything. That's my answer to damn near everything. Yeah, this is your first Street Fighter. Imagine that. That's crazy. But for a lot of people, that's true. These two are wild, yo. My man said Gohan said fuck blocking. No way, he ain't doing it. Well, MKX, they started doing like the drive reversal too. MK11, I don't remember. Like the first time I remember seeing shit like that was the when you had the combo breaker type shit in MKX. But in between Ultimate Mortal Kombat and MKX, I really didn't play Mortal Kombat like that. I was more like playing Tekken and shit like that. But yeah, so it's like you can forget about talking to kids. Kids are not gonna know. They're not gonna. That conversation ain't even worth having, right? I have seen some young dudes who started on 6 go buy Street Fighter 4 because it's like pennies on the dollar now, and they try to play 4 and they're like, "Whoa, this shit is too hard. I can't do this shit." You know what I'm saying? Like, but I remember when Street Fighter 4 first came out and people were complaining about the links, the combos and shit. Those of us who played like ST and HD Remix were like, y'all don't know what the fuck difficult links are. You ever try to do a combo in ST? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, alright, so what Pitt basically saying is, he wants to get banned. We don't talk about no missiles over there. Only missile we talk about on this stream is Dr. Doom. So yeah, everybody bitching about, and I remember that. I remember that clear as day. People were bitching about combos Street Fighter 4 in the beginning. And it was like, what are you crying about? I was like, bro, damn near every combo in ST is a 1-frame link. Like, you complaining about some? What happened when you play a game when they're all 1-frame links? Like, you playing a game where it's all 1-frame links, you can't mash, and there's no such thing as plinking. Then what? Like, plinking wasn't even invented yet. Yeah, because they weren't thinking about shit like that. They weren't thinking about like neutral and plus frames and shit like that. They were just thinking about, you know, punches, kicks, fireballs and shit. Like, nobody was thinking about, yo, this is too negative on block and this is, you know what I'm saying? Everybody think about that shit. Shit, combos in Street Fighter was accidentally invented. In the beginning, there wasn't no combo counter because it wasn't intentional. They didn't add that shit till later. Motherfuckers are doing, I remember seeing people, bro, I remember, that's how old I am and that's how clear my mind is. I remember the first time I was using 10. I did jump, roundhouse, crouch fierce, DP. It was no combo counter because combos quote unquote weren't a thing yet. I did jump, roundhouse, crouch fierce, crouch DP. Crouch fierce and then DP. And motherfuckers went crazy. They went bananas. And I felt like, well, there was no Daigo back then, but I felt like what Daigo would have felt like I'm the man. Fuck all of y'all. 3-hit combo. I thought I was God for doing the 3-hit combos, man. All right. What do we have here?
There we go. Good games of Gohan. Pretty fun set there.